All right. It is Monday. It is 1 p.m. It is time for the Monday message. So excited to chat with everybody. This is a very special week as we are just getting ready, all the trip winners, to head to Alaska. It's going to be so awesome. I can't wait to spend time with you guys. I was just looking at what you call it, the thing that tells you what's going to happen. There's a word for that in the English language. Itinerary. Thank you here in the studio. Last time looking at the itinerary, I'm just getting excited, just thinking about being there with the winners, being there with my buddies. Some of the cool stuff going on. It looks like Mutual of Omaha is sponsoring a scavenger hunt around the trip, around the ship. I plan on winning, so my team will win that. I have won pretty much every scavenger hunt that we have done as a company, as far as I can recollect. The streak started back in Barcelona, so I will win again. So if you want to be on the winning team, let's get together. No, but it's just I love being around winners, right? And the trip is going to be amazing. Oh my goodness, the trip is going to be so amazing. I can't wait to go. So excited. If you didn't qualify, make sure you hit Cabo. You know what I'm saying? Like, and don't hide from the irritant of missing the trip. Let it fire you up. Like that stuff fires me up. You know what I'm saying? All right. So got a big call today. I want to build on what we talked about over the last couple of calls, right? 2 calls ago, I talked about where are you at in your year, right? We had to get an assessment on where we're at coming into the halfway point. What do I need to do to move to that next level so that the next half of the year is successful? Last week, we talked about decisions we need to make, the key decisions we need to make sure that we achieve those things. And then what I'm getting into today is daily management. Daily management. How do I daily lead myself? Because here's what I know. Top performers are excellent at daily management. Low performers don't even know it's a thing they need to be doing. So I can't wait to get in all that. We've got some guests. We've got Kat Lewis on here with the lead performance team. Going to be talking about these new mortgage protection leads that people are killing it on. I got Cleo on. I got Mimi on. So we got a bunch of stuff to get into and get through. So let's get to it. All right, let's get to the leaderboards from last week, the week that was. Top 5 highlights. Remember, pop your highlights up on Discord. We love seeing these things. You pop them up by Friday. We'll have them on here. Jeremico, 17 applications last week written for $15,850. Rogers and Kim coming in there. I had some apps in there. Dave O'Brien and Jesse. Jesse was at the boot camp, brand new agent. I'm telling you, watch for Jesse. Watch her name on the leaderboards. She's one of those people that is just doing all the right things. She came to boot camp, right? Came to boot camp. It's like, I'm going to be there. Was at the whole boot camp, bought a ticket to family reunion right off the bat, like no hesitation, no, like that. It's those behaviors that lead to success. So Jesse, I'm fired up to watch you get going. I know you've got more business submitted since then. We've got so many new people in the base shop writing business. It's just an exciting time. All right, let's go to the top producers over 1,000. We're going to start with Sabrina Floyd. We're going to start with Camille, Sarita, Cisco, Jude, Charles, Sky, Madeline, Blanco, Tom, Jason, Sean Cuff. We got David Fleming in there, Jonathan B, Jeffrey, and Mercedes Pena, killing it. Mimi Ramiro, Faith, Aaron Wilson, David Helgeson, who continues to be a dominant top producer in the Alliance. He's killing all the rookies this year, and he's going to build a massive, massive thing. I'm telling you, Marcus Setta was like, mark that name down. David Helgeson. Watch what he's going to do. All right, next, let's go to top 5 last week. Adam Burge dropping in 2 applications for 6,600. Sarah, I love seeing names that I don't see. I love seeing people move up. Nick Greco over $7,665.72. One of our guests today. Cleo submitted 8 applications for $11,667.64. I'm telling you, I don't want to share her news, but she'll share her news. I'm just telling you, if you ain't been looking over your shoulder for Cleo, you better start looking because she is coming strong. Mike Garrett leading the way with $16,551.96 in submit last week. Next leaderboard, please. Top 5 year-to-date producers. Adam Burge continues to dominate. That is setting the pace, brother. Holy cow. Aaron Wilson coming in at number 5 currently year-to-date issue paid. Remember, if you had a big week of issue paid last week, that is not reflected in these numbers because issue paid stays about a week behind. Nick Greco currently in the 4th spot. I mentioned before, David Helgeson coming on strong, $112,945.76. So if I've been here for a while, I would let that inspire the heck out of me. You know what I'm saying? Like if I've been here a while and I'm not Jeremico or Adam and Cindy, I would go, how in the heck does this new guy just smoke me like this? What is he doing? What am I not doing? What do I need to do better? What do I need to get more up? Like I'm just telling you, that's the way high performers operate. Here's how low performers operate. Oh, well, the only reason he's doing so good is because he's a buddy of Nick Greco's. The only reason he's doing so good is I heard the market he's in is the best market to be in the whole world out there in Arizona. I heard that. I heard like that's what low performers do. They explain it away. High performers go, anything you can do, I can do better. And they go, what is he doing? I got to know. So killing it. Way to go. Year to date, Adam first setting the pace, brother. Already qualified for Cabo and just getting rolling. All right. Next leaderboard, please. Top 5 weekly paychecks. Oh, I love these. I love seeing people get money deposited. Production's fun, but seeing people get deposits, man, that gets me fired up. And think about all these folks going on the trip this week. All the folks going to be flying out Thursday, headed to Seattle for our Alaska cruise, and had a big paycheck last week. Aaron Wilson, almost $5,000 deposit last week. Adam Burge deposited almost $7,000 last week. Mike Guerra deposited almost $9,000 last week. Nick Greco depositing $12,459.89. Number one paycheck, Andre Lee last week deposited $15,787.54. That is not production. That is not submit. That is not a forecast. That is money deposited in his bank account between last Monday, last Wednesday, last Friday. That gets me fired up. Way to go, Andre. Next slide, please. Recruiting going. The base shop's going to keep leading the way. We need you to get out here, get in with us. And I'm telling you, I don't know if we're seeing contracts across I know the Summit, we just got that feed going again. But pop on Discord, your recruiting successes. We'll highlight those every week too. Next slide. Cabo leaderboards. Adam and Cindy Burge got it on lockdown. Helgeson and O'Brien coming up on it strong. Greco and Jeremico behind there. Janet out of Houston knew it. Again, another new person killing it. I'm going, if I've been here for 2 years, why did I got to find out. Right? Constantly curious. Way to go. Travel coming up when I get back from the Alaskan cruise. I am scheduled to be in Salt Lake City July 8th with Joe Dukes to help throw gas on that fire with those guys. We've scheduled a boot camp for December 7th. Obviously, there's a big gap between those dates. We're going to come out with more dates, but July 8th is the next time that I will be out there doing a hotspot in Salt Lake City. I would be recruiting Utah like crazy. I'm just telling you, it is definitely going to be a hotspot. All right. Family reunion, August 2nd through the 4th. If you got a ticket, get someone else to get a ticket to get there. If you've got someone else got to get someone else to get a ticket there. Whatever crew you have at family reunion, that's who you got to work with the rest of the year. That's what's going to determine what you can get done the rest of the year. If you're like, I just started, I don't have the money to get a ticket, get it on your calendar. Get it on your calendar. At least get it on your calendar. Let's start working a plan to get you there. I promise you, there's no obstacle. We can't help figure out a way to get you there. That event is going to be a life-changing event for the people that are there. I'm telling you, it will put you 12 months ahead of the learning curve. So if you don't have a ticket, get a ticket. If you're married or in a committed relationship, get that person there with you. I'm telling you, 1 and 1 is not 2. 1 and 1 is 11. That's how much more powerful it is. Then who on my team can I get there? I'm just telling you, we are going to make a big move inside of the Alliance and inside of Integrity, and I need to have a crew there. So that is my focus all the way to and through family reunion is how many people can I get there? All right, let's get into some guests. First up, these new mortgage protection leads that Cindy has figured out. Cindy has been, a lot of you may not know Cindy. She's been the direct mail queen behind the scenes, making things happen. We're trying to figure out how can we create some mortgage protection leads? How can we do it in the best way possible for the ROI of the agent? And what she's come out with, we're having success stories with. And so I want to get Kat Lewis on to share who's having success. Kat, what are they doing? Where are they at? I just want to hear what you have to say, and then tell them what they need to do to get in touch with you to start getting going on this.
Well, hello, beautiful people out there. Yes, I'm going to talk about some basic info on the IVR leads. I'll show you a lead example. I'll also have a script that Mike Marisi has made for it too. He's well known for being good at that. And then some success stories, and then I'll show you the order form and the inventory form, kind of go through all the gist of it. So basically, the IVR leads is going to be the direct mail leads that we're used to seeing, except it's going to be a little different, and it actually is sent out to the houses. And instead of waiting for them to come all the way back, they actually have a number on there that they call in. They answer questions, and then when they hang up, it's connected to the specific agent, and you'll get a text in real time. So when you get that text, they just hung up the phone. You can call them. You can go door knock, whichever you feel more comfortable with. I personally like the in-home appointments, but I definitely recommend calling right away once you get the lead. And it has all their information listed, from their loan amount, their name, their phone number, whatever they answer. And so the great thing about these is they are direct mail, but they're call-in, they're mortgage protection, and you pay cost per thousand, not per lead. So in that sense, you know, you might get some duplicates back, but you're paying for the mailers sent out, the records sent out. So you can have a great response rate. So far, we have had really great success on them. The average cost we thought was going to be about $40. It's averaging to be around, I have anywhere from 16 to 27. So it's been really great cost average wise so far. You're looking at quick startup. So it could take anywhere from 3 days to a week to start up, pretty fast. You have the flexibility to do like $250 a week is the lowest. And then that's about 340 mailers sent out, all the way up to $1,000 a week, where you would get about 1,300 mailers sent out. And then it's pretty flexible. So you can choose your areas, your counties. You can switch them up. You can pause. Just know if you ever do switch it up or pause, someone can take your territory and lock it up. That's another thing. You can lock up territories. So if you don't want someone running in an area, lock that up. You get the real-time text messages, which they also can create a portal where you can get the lead elsewhere and print out as well too. And the response rates has been really well. So I'm going to share with you. So Mike Marisi just last week, he just started his, and he has sat with 4 and sold 3. He invested $1,500, and he's already made $3,800 off of just the 3 sold. Debbie Ben has sold 5 apps last week. Danny Johnson's doing really well too. He sold 5, 3 in home and 2 over the phone. So you can do it over the phone. I have people doing it over the phone, or you can go in home. And I'm going to show you what it actually looks like. That's the rundown. So let me pull up. All right, can everyone see my screen pretty good? So when you're over here, it looks, you have the availability form. So this is kind of what it looks like. You would pick kind of the areas you want, pretty simple. And then you have the actual order sheet. This is pretty simple too. And guys, you can always contact me if you have any questions. Text me. Also pull up my screen here. My number is 336-524-1371. Text me if you have any questions on these. It is super simple. And let me show you what an example looks like of the form as well. So this is exactly what, can you guys see what I'm sharing right now, the lead? Can you
Right.
see it, Stephen?
Yeah, right now we're just seeing the call and contact information.
Okay, so yeah, this is what the lead looks like when it goes out. You see the important mortgage notice? Is that what you're looking at?
No, we're not seeing that, Kat.
Figuring out Zoom.
There we go.
All right, so this is what the client actually gets. So they see it'll have their name. You've been trying to reach out regarding your loan. They have a PIN number. They call and you'll get a text message with all of the information they filled out. And if you guys want examples of the links, so there's a call in link that you can actually call in. It's like the tester number. You can call that in and you'll get an example of what they'll actually be listening to. And then let me pull up the form here. So this is pretty much the gist of kind of what I've just said. There's the QR code if you want to go in and test it out yourself. But if you have any questions, just please reach out to me. I can easily do it. I can help you through it. And then here is pretty much the overview of it all as well. And then I'm also going to share with you Mike Morisi's script. So this is something, you guys can take a picture of this too. This is their average cost. So like Danny Johnson, his average cost is about $21 per lead. Debbie's is about 27. LaQuanda's is about 23 and Karen's at 16. So you can go as low as 16 we've seen so far. And I can also share with you this script as well. So this is just a script that he goes over that it's been doing really well so far. Pretty quick, easy lead process, not too complicated. Mortgage protection, mail in, call, get them set up with some mortgage. You know, a lot of people say use this script or, you know, just kind of say, hey, I'm your local insurance agent, just required to go over a few things with you. You know, when's a good time to chat or come by. So do you guys have any questions with me so far?
So everybody's watching on YouTube won't be able to ask the questions, but if you will email me all that stuff, Kat, and then I'll get it to Omar, and then we'll get it out to all our agency managers. That's probably gonna be the fastest way to distribute it.
All right.
But that's exciting. I mean, what I'm seeing there is exciting.
Really great stuff.
Yeah, when you're showing the list and you see those red lines, like let a little bit of scarcity move you. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Get
Yes,
that area, get it
really.
locked up.
And it's a lot of information on there too. I mean, it's got their loan amount, so you have that. It's got who the loan is through. It's got their name, all the way down to their email. It has a bunch of stuff on there. Our agents are really loving it, and their response rates have been, knock on wood, have been pretty good.
Well, and that's why I wanted to get you on, because I'm like it's gonna be big, right? It's gonna get locked down. So I just want, just quite selfishly, Kat, I want my team to have most of it locked down. So I appreciate you jumping on today. Appreciate you sharing with us. Exciting, man. That it's got me remembering back to 2005, 2006. We were killing it with mortgage protection sales. So this is exciting. Appreciate you jumping on, Kat. And then
Absolutely.
anybody that needs her number, if you didn't get it, text me, text Omar here in the office. We'll get it to you. And she will absolutely walk you through the whole process and be super, super helpful and get you making those sales. So thank you, Kat.
You're welcome. Okay.
All right. Next guest. Let's get Mimi on. I was talking to Mimi last week and I was going, wait a second. You're making some changes. You're going to invest in recruiting. I know where this leads. You know what I'm saying? And so I just wanted her to share some of the stuff that she's thinking for a few minutes here, just what she's going to be doing. And then of course I'll let you introduce Cleo. And golly, that's exciting. I mean, think about her week last week and what's going to come next. I'm just saying, if you ain't been running from Cleo, you might want to start running hard because she's coming. I'm telling you, she's coming. There we go.
Can you hear me?
You sure can.
Awesome. Well, thank you for having me on the call. and I'm excited. I'm excited for the trip as well. Like I was thinking about it. I was like, man, you don't want to miss those trips because you work hard all 12 months. And when you get to those trips, it's like, oh, wow, I'm part of the elite, and then you have a great time with all the leaders. That's time when you can have one-on-one time with the top people in the company. So that part you truly don't want to miss it. It's worth the hustle. So what am I changing with leads? And I do have the NA leads. What I'm about to share is not to underestimate anything that Andy's been talking about, the bang bang and all that. I'm just gonna share my experience, Stephen, with the integrity leads. Is that cool with you?
Absolutely. That's what I want to hear.
So integrity leads is pretty fluid, pretty flexible, Stephen. You can get a lead for 79 cents. Literally, there's no reason or excuse why somebody doesn't dial. If you need the experience, you need to get the nervousness out of the way. Get yourself some 79 cents internet leads. They old before you ask. Yes, they are. Can you sell them? Yes, I sold them. I know other people who sold them as well, but it's good for practice. So I got 50 of them the first time, 38 bucks, Stephen. I hope everybody can have 38 or at least have it on a card where you can get that for yourself or for your agent to get that practice, and then you can move them up. So you can get those older leads, 79 cents. Some of them are like $1. Some other ones higher level, $3, all the way to $16 I've seen. They do have direct mail as well, leads. And then one of my favorite ones, Stephen, is one that they have that has 15 life questions. So they ask you your height, your weight, your income, and some medical questions as well on those leads. Some of them have beneficiary. I love it because it gives you numbers. You can have a lot of leads for very little money. Do they work? Yes, they do. Stephen, I got $450 worth of leads, and I'm still not done with it. Calling all of them or talking to even half of them. So far, between those 2 weeks, I submitted from those integrity leads $450, 13,000. So I already made my money. I could stop dialing if I was like a low performer, like you like to say. But because I make my money, but I'm not concerned about making my money. I'm concerned about serving these people and then, having a system that works and show it to other people. Hey, if you don't have the 250 that Kat is talking about, I'm 100% with Kat. It's a different ball of game with those leads. But come on up, can you have $50? And even if you sell one policy or two policy formats, Stephen, you're making your money and some. And the most important part, you're getting your script together. You're working on your self-esteem, your belief system, which I think is the most important part. What I tell people, Stephen, is that with making dials, it's not how many. Oh, I did $50. I didn't book anything. If you didn't book anything with 50, then that's not your number. Keep dialing. That's why you need 100. That's why I like the integrity leads, because you can get 100 without breaking the banks. And they're easy. You just go in there on the integrity. So for the people who don't know, you go on the Alliance arc, and then on the My Business, you're going to see leads. It's going to say NA leads or integrity. You click on it, and then using your NIPR number, your national producer number, that's how you can create an account with integrity, and then you create a password. That's it. And every time you log in, it's going to connect you with the Alliance. When I point my leads, it says owner Miracia Romero, company, National Agents Alliance. So there's no confusion there. So it's very easy, very straightforward. Get a bunch of leads so that way you can make however many dials you need to make to get your numbers. Seek coaching at the same time. So if you talk to this many people, you don't book an appointment, seek coaching, but it's the same as all the others, the bang, bang, the IVR, and you still need to do your numbers and then get help if you having an objection you don't know how to overcome. Is there
I'll-
anything else you want me to talk about, Stephen?
No, that was it, Mimi. I'm just wanting to stir the pot. You know what I'm saying? Stir the pot. Let's get as many leads in hand as possible, right? Here's the part of the reason I want to have all this lead talk before I get into the content was all the top producers from last year are going to be on the trip this next week. So now is your time if you're behind. Get as many leads as you can and create a breakthrough week. I'm telling you, we're going to highlight the heck out of it as soon as we get. I'm just telling you, this is the time to bet big on yourself and to get as many leads as possible. The leads that Kat talks about are awesome. They're going to be awesome. But then they have these other opportunities as well. I would get as many leads as I could from as many places as possible. And I love your results. $450 in leads, 13,000 submitted. Right now, what you don't see
Still have
is
leads. I still have leads, Stephen.
and she still got leads. What you don't see is all the hard work in the middle. But I'm telling you, $450, 13,000. Not complicated. Not complicated. And I'm telling you that the only way to lose money on leads is to not work them. I'm just telling you, it's one of the most easily predictable things ever. Thank you, Mimi. I appreciate you. Can't wait to see you in Seattle.
I know. I'm going on Wednesday. I'm gonna go early.
Okay, well, we get there Thursday. I'll see you then.
I'll
Awesome.
be there.
All right, Cleo, I want you to stir the pot a little bit for us. You just came off of a big week, but it was not a lucky week. It's going to be a sign of things to come. So just out of the kindness of my heart, I thought I'd give everybody a heads up just so when they get passed by you, they can't say I didn't warn them that it was coming. So Cleo, share some good stuff with us. I know I know you got some news, right? And the way you respond, like, all right, now's the time. Let's go. And that great leadership and Mimi just siding right up in there with her. So just share a few good things with us, and then we're going to get to the content.
Thank you. First, thank you for the opportunity, Stephen. Really appreciate it. It's crazy. And Mimi is the most incredible leader. So to be honest, she is I'm a byproduct of her leadership. So I'll just say I got laid off, just to go straight in. I got laid off on the 28th. I got laid off. And this should not be a happy occasion, but I was with the company for 10 years. I gave 180% with everything that I do. And I know God's plans are perfect. So I said, well, you know what? I'm just going to go straight in. There's no time to sit down and be chilling. Like everyone's like, oh, you're finally going to be able to take a break. I mean, I did get a little bit of a package and stuff. And like, you're going to finally rest and relax. I'm like, there's no rest, relax. What? No, I'm going to work. So I literally have my little badge that I take with me and I put on my shirt and I'm like, I'm going to work. Like my thought process is I'm not sitting down to relax. I'm going to figure out. So immediately, I was like, Mimi, we need to talk. Like, how do I strategize and figure out what I do in the meantime? So I'm the sole, financial situation in my home and with all my responsibilities. So I thought, well, until God opens another great door, because it's going to have to be greater than before, I'm going all in. So my first thought was, let me just start thinking of who I can call, or writing out those that I hadn't followed up with or hadn't had time to or whatever. And I had a couple opportunities at church, like after my prayer night, and I just happened to talk to a family. I saw he had kids, and I'm thinking, I wonder if he has insurance. And so I kind of just went up to him, was like, yo, what kind of work are you in? And started the conversation. I'm like, what are you doing for insurance? My wife was just talking about it. And those types of conversations literally is what led to me getting 7 appointments. So these people were me just talking, literally, just talking, saying, okay, I'm free. So the availability that I had of not having to say, oh, I'm not available till Friday or Saturday, I was like, whenever you guys want to meet, let's go. And God bless me, like literally every single appointment that I had, I closed. And so that's literally how it happened.
I love
Yeah.
it. I
Oh,
love it. I love it. 12,000 last week alone, and
yeah,
it's
that's
gonna
crazy.
keep on coming. It's
I'm
gonna keep on
so
coming.
stoked. I'm like, let's go. I told Mimi, like, listen, I am so ultra focused on trying to get all these points so I can earn Cabo. I'm like, I'm trying to go to Cabo, and I'm far off, but I'm trying to just do the right things, and don't get anxious. I think that's the biggest key for me is just be anxious for nothing. Like, don't over focus on what you want your goal to be, but just focus on like, the people are there. Someone needs help, and just being focused, writing your to-do list down, task, and not starting the day just not knowing. Just start the day with a focus. Like, I need to go get this, and how am I going to do it? And
That's
that's where I'm at. So
that's the perfect segue. I wish you could see my notes right now because that's the perfect segue to what I was planning on talking about. That's
yeah,
awesome. Hey guys, just for the
thank you.
background, Cleo's been with us super part-time because she had a
Yeah,
very, very successful corporate job.
yeah,
And now she's free. So
yeah.
that's why I just felt it was
Thank
it
you.
would be the right thing for me to do to warn everybody that Cleo's coming.
Oh, I'm coming.
He's coming.
I am coming
I love it. I
for
love it.
surely. Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Stephen. I
Cleo. Thank
appreciate
you,
the
Mimi.
opportunity.
Absolutely. All right. Well, let's talk about it. We've talked about in the last in these three calls that have been on purpose, right? Because I want to position all of us to have the biggest, baddest second half of the year, right? So we talked about reviewing where we were at, right? Looking at where we want to go, looking at what changes we need to make. Then we talked about decisions we needed to make. And I hope you're making those decisions every single day. What I want to talk about now to kind of close out this three-part of the calls is daily management. What does the routine look like to make all that stuff work, right? With a lot of conceptual stuff, what does the routine look like? Because here's what I know. Decision management, way more important than decision making. We tend to think of decision making as the big thing. No, it's decision management. Same thing with goal setting. Goal setting's fun, right? Put a dream board together, and we're gonna set goals, and we're gonna be sing Kumbaya, and we're gonna have goals. Yeah, that's awesome, but or I should say, and you got to manage those goals every day. Otherwise, it doesn't mean anything, right? You hear me talk about the gym all the time, right? Like the people that get the gym memberships in January, if they don't have a daily routine, if they don't build a system to make sure they manage that decision, it's going to be like every other unmanaged decision they've ever made. It's going to be like any other unmanaged goal that they've ever set. So what I want to talk about now is it's 5 things. And I'm going to try and give these as quick as I can because I've got a million things to do. I know we've got Dial Jam coming up. And then I'm going to make myself available at 4 o'clock again on the Dial Jam link for training with the group. Come one, come all, bring your questions. Let's get them answered. So we're going to buzz through these as quick as possible. Here's what I know. Successful people, high performers, they simply lead themselves daily better than low performers. In fact, the worst thing is most low performers don't even know that they're leading themselves through their day. You said, well, if they're low performing, how are they leading themselves through the day? Their routine is leading them through the day. Here's what's crazy. Most people's routine is not serving them, and they don't even know it. Most people's routine is not serving them, and they don't even know it. That's like shit. That freaks me out to think about. To think about how most people just kind of muddle through their day in the same routine, doing a routine every day that is not serving them. And then they look back and they go, well, all the years ago, I didn't get anything done with the years. It's because they led a daily routine, or rather let the daily routine lead them, a daily routine that was not serving them. So this routine that I'm giving you goes with the other 2 calls, so that not only are we aware of where we're at and aware of what changes we need to make to get to where we want to go, not only are we aware of the decisions we need to make, this is how we manage those decisions. These 5 things. All right, number 1, this is pivotal. How you start your day is everything. Meaning if you did not start your day this way, you thus far have been less effective than you could have been. Number one way to start the day is two things: positive input and gratitude. Positive input and gratitude. What positive input am I going to put into my brain and heart to start the day? Then instantly turning the lens after I do that to what am I grateful for this day? Think about it like this. What if you had to live the rest of your life with only the things that you were grateful for today? Like tomorrow, like, okay, everything you weren't grateful for today is gone. All that you have left is the things you were grateful for today. That's how high performers lead their life. They lead their life through that prism. That's why they're such a better mood. That's why they overcome adversity so much easier. That's why they don't let other people's agenda hijack their day. That's why they don't get down in the dumps when something doesn't work out, because they've started their day with good input and gratitude, positive input and gratitude. You might as well not start the day if you're not going to start the day with that. Again, what we're doing is building the routine of the high performer to help manage all those decisions. And here's just one last thing I want to give you on this, why this is so important to start your day like this. You and I today, right now, as we sit here on this call, right now, you and I are the sum total of the thoughts that we have thunk, the thoughts we've had and the thinking patterns that we've had up until now. We're the sum total of those thoughts and those thinking patterns. Now that should freak you out a little bit. Think about, holy crap, I am the sum total of those thoughts and those thinking patterns. That's why this start to the day every day is so important. Am I perfect at this? No, neither are you. Neither is anyone. Here's what it is. Consistency is not perfection. It's just constant correction. If we goof this up, okay, we had our positive input. Now let's spend some time in gratitude. Let's reattack the day. Because here's the God's honest truth about things. Downers weren't born that way. We all got downers in our life. Debbie Downers, Dave Downers, whatever you want to call them, right? The downers, right? They're just they will see the negative in every positive, and they will point it out. And it's always funny too. People that are negative, it's like they have all these reasons. It's like anybody's got 18 reasons for something is selling themselves. They weren't born that way. It's the thoughts that they've allowed themselves to think, the thinking patterns, the habitual ways of thinking. That is what has created that. So you and I, as we sit here today, are the sum total of our thoughts and thinking processes. That's why we've got to start the day with positive input and gratitude. All right, number two, once you do that, that will enable you to do number two, which is to visualize positive outcomes of all the things you've got to do today. Taking a minute to visualize those positive outcomes of all the things you need to do today. The U.S. Open was just played this weekend in Pinehurst, North Carolina. If you watch a elite golfer, when they are getting ready to hit, you'll see them stand behind the ball and look out at what they're going to hit into. They're not sorting their, closet in their head. They're not wondering, if their football team might sign this guy or that guy. They're not wondering what's on TV tonight. They are picturing the successful outcome of that hit that they're about to do. That's what high performers in anything do. So once we've started the day with positive input and gratitude, what am I grateful for this day? Then we go to, what's my calendar look like? Picture positive outcomes of all those things. It's going to put you in a more receptive spot to see things that you won't see if you don't picture a positive outcome of the things you've got to do. Here's the thing about low performers. Low performers rehearse failure. Low performers rehearse failure. And again, it's because they didn't start their day with positive input and gratitude. So then they think, oh God, I got these appointments today. They're probably not going to go. Probably going to be all sick and poor people. No, they start rehearsing that way instead of rehearsing positive outcomes. Now, once you do that, a third key ingredient, the daily routine of a high performer, is exercise and good nutrition. Exercise and good nutrition. You've got to get some exercise every single day. That will fire the receptors up, that release the dopamine, right? So once we've started with positivity and gratitude, we've rehearsed a positive outcome to the events of our day. Now we need to turn the dopamine loose, get some exercise, eat good, get good nutrition. Low performers, if you look at a low performer's diet, it's junk food. It's junk food. That's what low performers eat. You can't think that great thought processes will come from poor nutrition. It just doesn't work like that. I wish it did. Don't get me wrong. I'm with you. I'm with you. It is what it is. It ain't what it ain't, right? So positive input, gratitude. Second is to rehearse the events of the day, rehearse positive outcomes, see those positive outcomes, then get some nutrition and some exercise. And number 4 is pick an ego habit to take care of each week. What is an ego habit? An ego habit is something that you and I decline to do to protect our ego. That is the high personal producer that doesn't recruit, that doesn't build a team. That is the person with a team that needs to get back into the field that doesn't. That is fill in the blank. That is high producer building a team won't get into estate planning. And we have these reasons that we think why we won't, why this is, and it makes sense to us. But at the end of the day, when we distill all that nonsense away, what that's called, what a therapist would call it, is an ego habit. That's something that you are choosing not to do to protect your ego, choosing not to exercise to protect your ego, choosing not to build a team to protect your ego, choosing not to look for annuities like Adam Burge to protect ego. Choose an ego habit each week and just start doing it. Now, it's not just doing it, it's do and document, meaning taking a few minutes after each time we do, the ego habit we pick this week, whether it's recruiting, whether it's you going, selling this, selling, whatever it is, document it each time you do it. Here's why that's important. As you document you doing the thing that you previously let fear keep you from doing, or fear of failure or fear of mistakes keep you from doing, as you document that, you are giving your body instructions. You are rewiring your body, telling your body that all those fear hormones that previously your body was releasing, you're telling your body, you're rewriting that code, saying those fear hormones were not necessary. Here's what that looks like so what we're talking about in number 4 here is forced functions until you're less fearful. That's what you're doing. Forced functions until you're less fearful. As you document it. Now you want to argue, I can show you psychology books that explain why what I'm saying is true. I'm telling you, as you do the things that you've let fear keep you from doing and you document it, you start rewiring your body, you will find yourself having less fear hormones released in your body when you try the next new thing. You will become bolder and bolder. You used forced functions until you're less fearful. All right. And then number 5, this is ongoing throughout the day. Be aware and log negative thought patterns. As you do the first few things, your body is going to fight for homeostasis. That's how our bodies work. Our bodies will fight for homeostasis. And it's just part of our body's way of trying to preserve energy, trying to protect us, things like that. I could explain. I don't have a ton of time to do that. We're already running late on the call. I could go all day on this one, I'm telling you. But when you're aware of and logging negative thought patterns, because your mind is good, you're going to start, these are going to start coming. In fact, you've already had a few. Well, but if I start doing that, you've already had a few of those, right? Be aware of that. See, that's the thing about low performers. They're unaware of the thoughts that bounce through their head. And here's the crazy thing. Their thoughts feel like truth to them. Their thoughts feel like truth to them. Here's the crazy part of it. They become true to them. I'd love to go another 30 minutes on that right there, but I don't have time. But I'm just telling you, when you're aware of, why am I having that negative thought? And then you log it. Here's what you do. You ask 2 questions. How realistic is this? And is this helping me? It's the 2 questions you ask about every negative thought. How realistic is this? And is this helping me? Here's why we do that. That keeps us from doom forecasting and spiraling. When we have a negative day, it's because we had a negative thought. We allowed it to stay. That moved us into doom forecasting, which moved us into spiraling. What you'll find when you're aware of and logging negative thoughts and asking those 2 questions, how realistic is this helping me? Your mind will start supplying you because you're trying to reason, you're forcing your brain to reason. Your mind will start supplying you with the things that never happened. It's the Mark Twain thing, right? A great many of the troubles I imagined never happened, never ended up happening to me, something like that. These 5 things, this is the routine of a high performer. So where are we at in the year? Where do I want to get to? That was the first in this series. Decisions we need to make, because remember, the decisions, the things we decide determine what we see. We see what we believe, not the other way around. And then what does the daily routine look like to make all this work? Guys, I've done this stuff over and over again over the last 2 decades. I know for a fact it works. I have seen it produce crazy good results in my life. I want those crazy good results for you. What Holly and I want for this year to be the best year in the history of your family, to set you up for an epic 2025. Big things coming. Family reunion. Everything points to family reunion. Who are you? Do you have a ticket? How can we find you a ticket? Well, I'll scrounge. I'll turn over every rock to try and find you an early bird ticket if I can find one. If not, get whatever tickets you can get. Let's get 3 more people on your team here. Let's get 5 more people on your team there. Guys, we're going to make a massive move this last half of the year. We need everybody all in. Let's get this thing. Let's get out. Let's get after it. See y'all later.